My name is Mike McKinstry. I travel the country discovering new locations with a fishing rod, a kayak, and a camera. Along my journey, I test out new products to find out what works best on and off the water. I meet with exciting new guests along the way to show different tips, techniques, and share their stories. I cover many different bodies of water, travel thousands of miles, and use plenty of different baits and techniques to hunt for my one huge mythical fish that I call the Bassquatch. Join me and experience my adventures as I bring you in on my passion for the outdoors and the sport of fishing. Always take care of the fish you catch, the water you touch, and the people you meet. And welcome to Bassquatch Hunter TV. This is Mike McKinstry from Bassquatch Hunter TV. We're here in Shreveport, Louisiana. We're gonna go catch some fish, look at some gators, and see who's taking home a $50,000 check from the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship.
It's about 6:50 in the morning and I'm here in Michigan. It's 29 degrees, so it's cold. I am driving to my parents' house because they're going to drive me to the airport. And my flight will be leaving in 2.5 hours from right now. I'll be flying to wonderful tropical Atlanta, Georgia, and then I'll be flying from there to Shreveport, Louisiana, where I get to meet up with everybody. So it's always fun on flying days. I'm not a big fan of flying. Just sort of put that out there. I have a little bit of anxiety, we'll say, with flying. But let's get out and let's make our way down to Louisiana. Alright, so I'm in the Atlanta airport, waiting to take the train right here behind me over to the other side of the airport to catch my connecting flight to Shreveport. So here's the train. Let's go. Alright, so I just got on solid ground in Louisiana. It feels amazing. I'm not shaking in the air anymore, but I am here with the beautiful and amazing Erin Mathis, who picked me up. She is going to be driving Miss Daisy around today, and we're gonna go see some stuff, hear some stuff, probably smell some stuff because it's Louisiana. I don't know what to expect, but it's beautiful. What do you think of this place so far?
It's gorgeous. The water's awesome. The fish are big.
Okay, we're on pavement right now, so we need to go find water. So we're gonna go do that. So even in Louisiana, we have to make a stop, and of course, we're gonna stop at Bass Pro, get some extra baits and some hooks that I didn't get to bring, and see if I can get her in some trouble by getting some more baits. You know, check out those gators for the handles. That's to let us know what we're getting into. There's plenty of things that I'm not certain about, like where the fish are for sure, and if we're gonna catch fish or not. But I will tell you one thing I'm certain of. We are in a city called Uncertain, Texas, and I'm pretty certain about that. And this is why I love going down south, because it seems like only in the south can I find things like a city that is named Uncertain. And yeah, so let's go see what we can find. I'm kind of uncertain about it. You excited?
I was like, oh, freaking stoked.
National championship. We're launching in Texas. We're over here on Caddo, and I believe we're still on Caddo, and have a lot of cypress trees out here. Have some other anglers out here too, so at least we're hopefully gonna see some fish caught today. I'm gonna bounce some stuff off some cypress trees and find some Bassquatch down in Louisiana.
Here we go, look at this monster. Look at that monster. That is a beast. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. So, it's first fish of the day, so I'll take the little guy. But that is a beautiful, beautiful coloring on that fish. I am throwing a weightless wacky rig with the TRD, which is Elastic. It's a big TRD. And what's cool about the Elastic is it floats, so it's actually like a top water wacky rig. But here we go, take some more. Here we go. Oh my God, is that a crop? Oh my God. I have never seen a crappie that big in my entire life. Oh my, look at this crappie. Look at that crappie, holy crappie. This is a Louisiana or Texas crappie. Look at the size of this thing. Oh my. On a square bill. Look at this thing. It's like the size of a good decent bass in Michigan. Wow, that's amazing. Great fish. Yeah. So I'm throwing a Turbo Craw from Z-Man Fishing Products. It's a molten craw color, and it's on a 10-ounce bullet finesse hook, which I have rigged up weedless, like this. So letting it sit on the bottom, slowly working it, catching some fish. Let's go get another one. There we go. It's a little guy, but still counts as a future Bassquatch in Louisiana here. We got about 3 hours into fishing so far here on Caddo, which is right inside of the Texas border. So we crossed over from Louisiana, Texas, and we're fishing the other side of Caddo now. I haven't seen any gators yet. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed. I expected to see a lot more gators, but I'm sure there's still plenty of time and a couple days left where I'll be able to see some. The wind's picking up, it's starting to blow us around a little bit more. So I think we're gonna cover some more water. I'm throwing a swim bait right now from Z-Man Fishing Products, and going back and forth from that to a chatterbait. Trying to get some moving baits in here. The water temp is about 66 degrees, and we are in, I'd say 4.5 to 5 foot of water on average, with some weeds on the bottom, a little bit of structure, and finding some good drop-offs. There's some drop-offs that go from 2 foot to 5 foot, and when I see a drop-off like that, what I'm looking for on my fish finder is for staging areas for bait fish. So I'm not looking for my target fish, which in today's bass. I'm actually looking for bait fish. So if I see some shad lined up or some crappie lined up somewhere, that's when I know that there's predator fish around. Because if you look for bait fish, bait fish are easier to find than predator fish, because predator fish hide. Bait fish don't hide as well. So when I see bait fish moving around, or if I mark a lot of them on the drop off or any kind of structure, what I like to do is I fan cast and target that entire area around where the bait fish are. I try to not spook the bait fish away, because they are literally the bait, and I want the bait to be there in order for me to try to trick predator fish into taking my bait. So I'm throwing the big TRD from Z-Man Fishing Products. This is copper truce, and I'm throwing on a circle hook with a wacky ring. And the Elastec material that this is made out of makes it float automatically. So when I drop this in the water, it sits on a surface. So when I pop it, it's almost like using a top water wacky rig. And when I give it a good enough pop, it does go below the surface. So it creates a really cool look and a good presentation that these fish aren't used to seeing. All right, there's a good looking spot over here with the cypress trees. So I'm gonna cast my wacky rig over here and let it fall. So the water temps here are about 65 degrees. We have a pretty heavy current and a pretty heavy wind. So I'm trying to use the wind for my advantage here and let it drift me right along these cypress trees. I'm throwing this bait on a 6'6" medium fast rod from FX Custom Rods. And the reason why I'm using this rod for this application is I want to be able to have enough sensitivity and light enough rod to be able to feel every little tick and every little bite on this bait. That way I can set the hook and still have plenty of power and plenty of backbone to pull it in around these trees. I'm going to move back over to the cypress trees over here. And one of the parts of Louisiana being a tough fishery is this whole entire body of water has got an average depth of right around 6 to 7 feet. And there's not a lot of structure. There's a lot of weeds on the bottom, but there's not a lot of open flat areas to have weed lines like there is in Michigan. So out here, I'm looking for the cypress trees as structure. And there's a whole lot of them here, which means there's a lot of spots for the predator fish to hide and ambush the bait fish. So it's a lot of casting and not as much catching down here, but it's more of law of averages. The more trees that I hit, the better chance I have of getting a good fish out here. And with the water level being a little bit low right now, you can see the water line against these trees. It looks like it's about 6 inches lower, 7 inches lower. A lot of the structure is being exposed. So I can see where the water level was, and I can see some of the structure sticking out of the water that might have been below the surface before this time of year. So I'll keep working the bait in different parts of the water column. I'll work it on the top, I'll let it sink a little bit and work it on the bottom, and we'll see if we can pull some more fish. We're gonna stop by the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship and see who's taking home a $50,000 check.
Your 2019 Kayak Bass Fishing National Champion, Mr. Mike Elsie.
I am going to head out to a gator park. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm going to a gator park. It's called Gators and Friends, and it's right outside of Shreveport, Louisiana, and I was told by some locals that it's a really fun spot, and it's kind of a cool place to see some very interesting animals. So let's head over there, and let's see what we can get into.
We are at Gator and Friends in Greenwood, Louisiana, and here they have live gators that we can interact with, we can touch, we can hold, we can watch them in their natural environment. We can also do a zip line. There's 7 different zip lines in this place, so you can go around the entire park on a zip line and look down on gators, on the go-kart tracks, on the gift shop, on everything around the facility. So we're gonna walk around and see what we can get into, and we're gonna make it snappy. Yeah! So we're going up there so we can slide down that way, or that way.
That way.
That way? Oh, through the trees?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not scary at all. Survived all 3 zip lines. It's incredible how safe these guys are, and I'm not gonna lie, as nervous and scared as I was, they made me feel pretty silly for being scared. So I would not hesitate to ever do the zip line again. But I will tell you this: don't cry and whine like I did, because it wasn't that bad. It's incredible to be able to go up to the animals like this that are normally in the wild that you can never approach, and be able to walk up and just pet them like this. It's like a completely different way to enjoy nature. All right, so this is George, and the cool part about Gators and Friends here in Louisiana is you get to get up close and personal, even with George here. So over here we have a Scottish Highlander. These get over 1,000 pounds, and you'll notice the long, really long coat these have. They're made to protect them from the rain and the cold in the Scottish Highlands, hence the name, the Highlander. Kind of looks like a yak to me. Definitely really cool animals. So that was a great time. We got to see some incredible animals, got to hold some gators, got to do 3 zip lines that honestly scared the crap out of me until I got up there, and they are so incredible here. Their safety is first, and I felt so much more secure with them up there. But now we're in the gift shop, so let's see what they have in here. I know they have really cool apparel, a bunch of cool stuff. There's a lot of stuff for kids here, so it's a fun place to bring families. It's a fun place to bring friends. Doesn't matter what age you are, there's always things here that are fun. There's stuffed versions of Gator and George. There's stuffed versions of them too. There's plenty of apparel around this entire gift shop. So another great thing about Gators and Friends is they do amazing birthday parties here. So you can bring a whole group of friends, family, and kids, go on zip lines, there's go-karts, there's plenty of things to do here for all ages.
All right, so we are getting in the truck right now. We're getting ready to leave Shreveport. We're gonna make one stop to get some food, and then I'll be heading to the airport in Shreveport to go to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Detroit.
All right, so we're in Louisiana, so of course we gotta do something extremely authentic in Louisiana. And I am sitting here eating some grilled gator and some coleslaw, and we have 3 pounds of crawfish, and I've seen these eaten 2 different ways, and I think I'm gonna try it a little bit cleaner of a way. I'm not gonna be sucking anything out of the shell. I think I'm gonna take it apart and eat it very carefully, but I'm excited to try these things and see how they are.
Eat that, and then you suck all the juice, like all the spices go inside of here. So you eat the brains and you suck out not really the brains, but it's like the guts. So that's the part that not everybody does.
All right, now it's time to try some grilled gator, authentic from Louisiana, and this is what I have to assume incredibly fresh. Hopefully it's one of the ones I was petting and playing with earlier, but let's go ahead and try it.
That was little Gus.
I'm doomed.
This is really good. Gator is really good. Here's my friend Erin Mathis, who has been an absolute incredible person this entire trip. She helped me with transportation, drive me around everywhere. She hauled my kayak around, provided lodging, pretty much everything that I needed for this trip. How was your first trip to the KBF Nationals, by the way?
It was amazing. Got to meet you and a whole bunch of awesome people. It's been a blast. Got to catch some big fish too.
I got to see some good fish caught because she caught them. I didn't get to fish that much or catch that much, but it was an incredible trip, and I have to thank her a million times, so thank you.
You're welcome, Betty.
This is Mike McKee. I'm just like, I heard that, I was like, this is gonna suck in about 2 seconds.
You're gonna love it, man, I promise.
Yeah, I'm trying to walk a little bit slower as I get up here.
I'll take this from you.
It didn't look this high up from down there.
It never does.
Why I love kayak fishing is being immersed in nature and being able to get back into those faraway places where no one else goes.
I love watching the world wake up in the morning. I like kayak fishing because it's an escape. It lets me get out and just escape everything else.
The camaraderie that the sport of kayak fishing brings compared to any other sport is just unbelievable and unrivaled.
I like kayak fishing just because of the simplicity of it. Small boat, all of my stuff is within arm's reach. I love it.
I like kayak fishing because anybody can do it.
I wouldn't want to do anything else.
The thing I really love about kayak fishing is everything.